looks like it's gloomy weather today again, although it's not raining at least. Alright, now what did I read today? I thought this was kind of interesting. I've always heard of things like rodeos and stuff with bulls. How about with drones? This one says, Army Drone Rodeo will feature Textron's vertical takeoff UAS. Textron System is preparing to show off its vertical takeoff and landing unmanned aerial system in an Army Drone Rodeo at Fort Benning, Georgia, for companies competing to replace the service's RQ-7B Shadow. So that's kind of interesting. They actually have competitions, like exhibition displays of sorts, to see which one's the better tech. It says here, the Future Tactical Unmanned Aerial Systems, or FTUAS Rodeo, will run through the first week of March and feature troops demonstrating drone prototypes from 4 defense firms that have been under soldier evaluation for the past year. After a fly-off event in 2019 involving 11 drone vendors, the Army selected 4 finalists: the Textron Aeroson Hybrid Quad, Arcturus Jump 20, L3 Harris Unmanned Systems FBR-90, and Martin UAV V-BAT to participate in a compatibility assessment involving Brigade Combat Teams, or BCTs, from across the service. And when you think of these Army type of drones, you would assume it's massive and extremely loud, but it says the replacement for the Shadow will have to be quiet, easily transportable, and able to take off and land without runway requirements. And then with that phrase, you see like this huge picture of this, I guess, drone. Like, man, how quiet can you be with something that humongous? Looking at some other pictures, they look like regular missiles of sorts, I guess you could say. Makes me wonder if they actually record everything and post it online afterwards. And I guess from things like the Army, we go to people like the police, where apparently this one here says they want to use drones more. It says, Florida lawmakers consider expanding police drone use. The proposal also comes amid a flock of bills aiming to shape the law enforcement in Florida. Drones may become a regular tool in law enforcement's toolbox under a new proposal by Republican Senator Tom Wright. Florida state law permits police to use drones under limited circumstances. According to the statute, use is restricted to search warrants, prisoner escapes, and imminent loss of life situations. Wright's proposal, however, would expand usage. The measure SB 44 would broaden police powers to include traffic management and evidence collection. Fire departments could also utilize drones to survey fire, flood, and natural disaster damage under the proposal. It may be able to see something that you can't see from the ground, Wright said during a February committee hearing. That might protect them and save their lives. Proponents contend drones are safer, faster, more efficient than manned helicopters. That's usually the argument for that end of the perspective, but on the other end, people are worried about things like privacy. It says, speaking to Florida politics, the Florida ACLU fears legislation may create a slippery slope for civil rights. We have concerns regarding the unnecessary, significant risk to privacy and civil rights and civil liberties that this may open the door to, said Kara Gross, the Florida ACLU's legislative director. Gross and the Florida ACLU said they take issue with the bill's broad language surrounding evidence collection and crime scenes. Moreover, Gross warned the legislation would, quote, abolish Florida's warrant requirements for drones. There are no guardrails, Gross said. There are no safeguards. It allows unfettered discretion for law enforcement to use drone technology to collect evidence. So it seems like overall the same debate and talking points when it comes to law enforcement officials using stuff like drones. I think for myself, I would agree it's more efficient in many ways where it just makes sense. If you allow a huge helicopter or whatever to fly around above people's heads capturing stuff, then this should be more efficient and it makes more sense. I guess my only concern would be, like in this case, they write it in such a way where it's only police officers and stuff should be able to use this. Like for example, let's pretend in this case they say, oh, we need to use this to monitor like a huge crowd or something like that because we think they're doing something bad. But then the other way around, imagine if potentially, I don't know, the police are doing something bad and they say, nope, it's illegal for civilians to fly it over, I don't know, police officers or something like that. Like that would be crazy. That would be my concern in that sense. It should be fair in that regards. I guess like an example of what's happening in the worldwide news, not Myanmar, where the whole military's done like a coup of sort. I would imagine they're a regular civilian. They should be able to use a drone and capture incidents or whatever, what's going on. Imagine there. Nope, only the authority figure can use a drone to monitor, I guess, like the quote, civilians in that case. I mean, a civilian should be able to use it, like in that case, if they're doing it perfectly safe and all that as well. Just like, for example, I don't know, any camera or something like that. Alright, see you guys later.